Hi, did you ever wonder what it feels like to be trapped in a desert? Or after a plane crash you dropped up in the mountains and there is no way anybody comes to rescue. So it's on your own trying to survive and what it will take for you, for example, to eat a human flesh or a goddamn bath. Jeez guys, that's the questions I keep asking myself each time I was looking into these stories, and I'm right about to tell you these two incredible stories that happened in real life to these people, and they had to do all those things: eat human flesh and bath. So stay tuned and see you in a bit. Meet the man who survived the plane crash by eating human flesh to stay alive. His name was Pedro Algartas. Plane crashed in the Andes in 1972. He had to take drastic measures to avoid death. In his own words, he stated, staying alive was always the main task, for which it was necessary to eat well, but not from a rational decision, rather from instinctive imperative. I always had a hand or something in my pocket, and when I could, I would begin to eat, to put something in my mouth, to feel that I was getting nourished. This is his own words. Pedro Algorta, who was stranded in the Andes Mountains for 71 days following a plane crash in 1972, and ate a hand as well as thigh meat, arms, and essentially anything that could provide nourishment. Of both those who didn't survive the impact and the subsequent 2 months, of the 40 passengers and 5 crew who took off on the fateful Uruguay flight to Chile, only 16 survived after the plane crash, an avalanche and hypothermia. Those who did make it back to humanity after an epic 10-day hike for help by Nando Parado and Roberto Canessa survived for the most part on a combination of Merkel-style mental toughness, group endeavor, and cannibalism. Jesus, I would never want to be in these guys' place. Eat your best mate. Oh my god. Let's hope they've been dead before they start eating them. Otherwise, I don't even want to think about it. Pedro never apologized for what he done. Even though it happened 40 years ago, he thought that his decision to eat, or group's decision to eat people, was justified, because either he's dying from starvation and cold or eats dead people, and to him it was clear that he needs to eat other people in order to survive, which I think is, I don't know, you can't judge somebody if you're not in his shoes. So if somebody gonna be in his shoes right there, right then, they may actually decide to die, but I think 80% of people definitely choose to live, and that's what he done. Okay, the second story, guys, is not as colorful as the first one, but still amazing. Apparently there was a guy who ran a marathon in the desert and got lost for almost 10 days. Yep, how about that? And he survived. And one thing I know for sure, his wife wasn't happy. And why I know that? Because he came back to run and finish the marathon. That's what you call a tough guy. So let's jump into it. Okay, so the guy got lost in Sahara Desert for 10 days, drank urine and bad blood in order to survive. And that's not the crazy part. Has spoken about his incredible fight to survive when he found himself lost in the desert during grueling 155-mile race. The guy was from Italy, just to clarify. His name was Mauro Prosperi. He defied all odds and he survived. It's unreal, it's incredible. Just listen. A marathon runner who faced a long, agonizing death when he found himself lost in the desert, was forced to drink urine and bad blood to survive. Muro was 39 years old when he took part in the 1994 Marathon des Sables, a grueling 6-day 155-mile race through the Sahara. Described as the toughest race of its kind, I bet it is, I wouldn't try it myself, was one of the only 80 runners and lost his way when he was blinded by a violent sandstorm in Morocco. Shit. It's not only he got lost, he was trapped by a sandstorm. Okay, let's go back to the story. Armed with just a compass, a map and half a bottle of water, the former Olympic runner embarked upon an agonizing 10-day trek to safety. The father of 3 from Italy said things went wrong on the 4th day, during the longest and most difficult day of the race. When we went out the morning, that's his words, alright? When we went out in the morning, there was already quite a bit of wind. It had passed through 4 checkpoints when I entered an area of sand dunes. Suddenly, a very violent sandstorm began. The wind kicked in with terrifying fury. I was blinded. I couldn't breathe. No shit. The sand ripped my face. It was like a storm of needles. I had to keep moving for me to get buried alive. Holy shit. The storm lasted 8 hours and Mr. Prosperi, who had managed to crouch in a sheltered spot, woke up to find the landscape completely transformed. Holy shit. This story is so incredible. Like, if anybody else in his place, I bet he'll just roll and die. Because think about it, in the middle of the desert, there's no water, there's nothing. There's just sand, heat, and wind, and you on your own. You had to drink your urine and eat bats. Basically, how he did it, I'll just tell you how he did it. That's in his own words. I cut their heads and mashed up their insides with a knife, then sucked them out. Oh my god. He said I ate at least 20. Oh my god, 20 raw. Yeah, it's not cooked, dude. It's not, oh, just fry a little bit and put some spices. No, it's raw bats. I was convinced I was going to die and there's going to be a long agonistic death, so I wanted to accelerate it. Holy shit, he tried to kill himself. Yes. Oh my god, so he basically wanted to drink that blood, which, bear in mind, can be poisonous, alright? So it's not like you can just go and drink random bath blood. Some of them are poisonous. Holy shit. It's the craziest thing that he tried to kill himself. He tried to slice his wrist as well, but the blood was so thick, there was no bleeding. He was exhausted and there was no way out. So he didn't want to starve or die from thirst. He just didn't want to end it. He was discovered that he had crossed the border into Algeria, and it was 181 miles of course. Holy shit. After he was rushed to hospital, he couldn't eat anything other than soup, liquids for a month, and it took him almost 2 years to recover. 2 years, only soup and liquids. Oh my god. But amazingly, he was back at the marathon disabled just 4 years later, and has now completed 8 desert marathons since. Next, oh my god, next for him is just, oh my, this dude's story is incredible. Like, imagine telling that to your grandchild's, or like, that's incredible. It just makes me think there's so many incredible people, and guys, you shouldn't give up whatever you're doing, because there's always way out. There's always way out. And that's it from me. It's short, maybe next time make it longer. Have a nice day and see you in a bit. Peace.
Come.
Don't forget, guys, to like and subscribe if you enjoy it. See ya.